One very important circumstance which this note of the Home Secretary indicates is that, as we found from the joint communique which was issued in February 8, 1972, Bangladesh assumed unconditional responsibility to take back those who had come into India after 25th March 1971. Implicitly meaning, therefore, that people who had come into India prior to 25 March 1971, there was no question of deporting these people because Bangladesh would not be willing to take them back. If they were not conferred citizenship, they would be rendered stateless because they would not be going back to Bangladesh. And therefore, it was in that sense a solemn obligation which was undertaken by India in terms of an understanding with Bangladesh that pre 25 March 2071 would remain. And then we must also read it in the context of entry 10 of list 1, which says foreign affairs, all matters which bring the union into relationship with the foreign country.
Correct.
And therefore, the power under Article 72, the executive power would also extend to entry 10. So in that sense, an international understanding between the then Prime Minister of India and the Prime Minister of Bangladesh that they would take back post 25 March 1971. Now, what would you do? These were not illegal, they couldn't be pushed out of Indian territory as illegal immigrants.
So extend the time and give them more time to get themselves registered.
Therefore, the tacit understanding was that they would remain in India. You couldn't push them out back to Bangladesh because that was not the obligation which was assumed by Bangladesh. Therefore, instead of maintaining them as stateless persons in India, at least bring them into the mainstream by conferring the citizenship on them.
Just, my lord, as a proposition of law doesn't arise here. Doesn't arise here, my lord. Lord,
71, post 1971, there's no question of 6A doesn't
even Bangladesh agreeing to take them back, yes, not agreeing to take them back.
They don't have, they don't even
they agree to take them back.
They
agree to take them back. Post 71.
Yes.
Post the cutoff.
And they don't even come into the zone of citizenship.
That's correct.
Yes. So they are illegal immigrants.
That's correct.
And therefore, at some point, we'd like to know from the government, what is the government doing in respect of those persons? Because their grievance
in regard to those. Lord, the really serious issue. We have said, my lord, what we are doing, but something more is required to be done. Because there is, my lord, demographic change and, my lord, there are several problems, my lord. Therefore, I started by saying that their concerns, their problems are not, my lord, I am not trivializing. I'm saying they are correct problems. I am only defending 6A, that's all. Just limited.
The communication, the Honorable Prime Minister of Bangladesh also acknowledges fact.
Yes.
There are scores of others who entered illegally thereafter.
Lord, whenever they say,
whenever they will be taken back.
No, whenever Bangladesh, the sovereign of Bangladesh says that before 25th March 71, we will take them back, it implicitly gives an assurance that after that, nobody will be permitted to cross over. That's how, Lord, the international relations operate.
Also, Mr. Solicitor, there's one other dimension that pre-25 March 1971 would comprise of two groups. People who have been granted citizenship, everybody before 66 becomes a citizen, right? After 1166, everybody qualifies for being considered for the grant of citizenship, provided conditions are met. Those who are granted citizenship would become a part of our mainstream. Those who are not granted citizenship, you can't push them out anyway because Bangladesh is not going to take them back.